You know that feeling, right? When life just feels like a blur of constant busyness? Well, what if there was a way to just hit pause and find some clarity? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework called SPACE that's designed to help you do just that. So, first things first, let's talk about something I'm pretty sure we've all fallen into, the too busy trap. It's that feeling of just constantly running, juggling a million things, and feeling totally overwhelmed by your own life. And this quote, wow, this really gets to the heart of it. Just think about it for a second. How much of our day is spent not actually moving forward, but just fighting? Fighting with our circumstances, our to-do lists, even ourselves. It's this constant, draining battle. And here's the real kicker. A lot of the time, this busyness isn't even for us. It's all about meeting everybody else's needs, right? Putting out fires for other people until we completely forget about our own well-being. And you know where that road leads? Straight to burnout. So let's break down this vicious cycle. Busyness. It can actually be a way to avoid ourselves, a way to not have to sit with our own thoughts and feelings. We just keep meeting others' needs, spreading ourselves thinner and thinner, until we start to feel disconnected from who we even are. And eventually, our body and mind just can't take it anymore. So how do we get out? Well, what's fascinating is that often it's not really a choice. For a lot of people, it takes a forced reset. You know, like a sudden illness or some other major life event where your body basically just says, nope, we're done, and forces you to stop and reevaluate everything.
Okay, so escaping this trap isn't just about getting a new planner or managing your time better. It's much deeper than that. It's about a fundamental shift in how we see ourselves and the world around us. So let's explore what that shift actually looks like.
Now, this might sound a little out there at first, but stick with me, because this is the core of it. There is no separation. It's asking us to question all the lines we draw between you and me, between what we call good and bad, or success and failure. What if all those divisions are just an illusion? Here's a cool way to visualize it. On the surface, what do we see? A world of opposites, light and dark, hot and cold, you and me. But the idea here is that all of that stuff, all those differences, they all come from the exact same source. It's kind of like how a single beam of white light hits a prism and splits into a whole rainbow of colors. Our perception might just be doing the same thing with reality. Or think about a flower. You see the petals, the stem, the leaves. They're all distinct parts, right? But you don't see them as a bunch of separate things. You see them as one whole beautiful thing, a flower. There's a really powerful lesson right there in how we see everything else. And one more analogy that really drives it home. When you're standing on the street, every building, every car, every person seems like a separate object. But if you're in an airplane looking down from 30,000 feet, it all just blends together into one single connected landscape. That feeling of separation, a lot of the time, it's just a matter of perspective. Okay, so this whole no separation idea it's a big one, right? But how in the world do we take that lofty concept and actually use it in our chaotic, busy lives? Well, that is where this super practical tool comes in, the SPA space framework. And the whole goal here is really simple. It's to help us create that mental and emotional space we need to just be present, to let us experience life as it really is, not as our stressed out minds are telling us it is. So let's dive in. The framework starts with S, for see your true essence. And this is the absolute foundation. It's this idea that you are not your thoughts, you're not your emotions or your body. You are the awareness that is observing all those things. You're the silent watcher behind it all. Next up, P stands for be present. And this is all about figuring out where our confusion actually comes from. And the answer? It's from getting tangled up in the mind's constant drama and judgments. When you can just be present, you can step back and watch those thoughts without letting them pull your strings. There's a great metaphor for this. When we're lost in all that mental chatter, it's like we're trapped in basement thinking. You know? It's this dark, limited, ground-level view where every little problem feels absolutely massive and overwhelming. But here's the thing. We don't have to stay in the basement. We always have the choice to rise up to the balcony perspective, where we can see the whole picture with so much more clarity and calm. And that brings us perfectly to A, ascend the thinking. And a really important point here is that this isn't about fighting your negative thoughts. I mean, trying to fight a thought often just makes it stronger, right? This is about consciously choosing to rise above them, to simply let go of what isn't serving you and shift to that higher balcony view. Then we have C for connect to the present. Our minds are always time traveling, off in the past with regrets or in the future with worries. This step is just a simple reset button, and the easiest way to push it, just become aware of your breath, in and out. That one simple act yanks you right back into the here and now. It's so powerful. And finally, E is for experience the transformation. This is the payoff. This is what happens when you do the other steps. When you learn to cultivate this presence, you're not just calmer, you're more open, you're more receptive to ideas. Your creativity starts to flow again, and you can really, truly engage with your life and do your absolute best work. So that's the framework. But what does a life transformed by this stuff actually look like? What are the real results when we start to consistently create this kind of space for ourselves? This really brings it all full circle. Remember that burnout story from the beginning? When that person was forced to hit reset, their creativity came roaring back. Well, this is why. When you create this mental space, your natural gifts just resurface. You stop just reacting to everything and start responding wisely. It's a total game changer. I just love this line. It's such a beautiful, poetic way of putting it. When we're truly present, we're able to recognize the beauty that's already inside us and see it reflected all around us. It's not about finding something new. It's about finally connecting with what's been there the whole time, just waiting for us to notice. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just some interesting theory. It's a practice. So I'll leave you with a really direct and powerful question. What space, no matter how small, are you going to create for yourself today? I really hope this explainer has given you a few tools to do just that. Thanks for joining me.